Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a manual return in ShipHero. If you use the returns portal for your customers to automatically create a return, that won't be covered in this video. We'll have another video that covers that. This is really if you want to generate a return label, create a return in an RMA for a client or for a customer, then this is the process that you will go through. What you're going to do is log in. You'll have your ShipHero dashboard here. We're just in a test account for the time being, but the process is the same. What you're going to do is you're then going to go to orders and go to manage orders. And you're going to find the order that you want to create an RMA for. In this case, I'm going to use this one called test 2. Once you're in the order, you can see all the information. You should be familiar with this page at this point. If you're managing your other orders. On the right hand, you have all the details. And if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see there's a box that says actions, and you're going to click return order. At this point, you want to select the items that you're going to return, how many. Most default to what the customer ordered. So if you had 5 products and they ordered 2 of these, 3 of those, you'll see those numbers listed here. You want to select a return reason. So any of these work, or if you need a custom reason, you can let us know. We can always add that in for you as well. And then the return type, if they want to refund, exchange, or get store credit, you can have that listed here. This does not process a refund at that time. It's really just a return type. After we receive the product and change the status to warehouse complete, then you'll actually go in and issue the refund if you'd like and complete the return. That's covered in another video. So if you need to find that, just look at completing a return and you'll see an instructional video for that one. For this time, I'm just going to leave this at refund, which is completely fine, or you can do stored credit. Make sure all of your customer information is correct here. This is really important because this is where the label will be coming from. So if that needs to change, then you can change that information here. You can put a reason for return. If you want to have more detail, you can drop that in here. Return to warehouse. In this case, make sure it's coming to ShipLab primary. Again, if you are using multiple warehouses of ours, then you'll see multiple options here. So just ensure that that's going to the right place. Additionally, if you have your own office set up as a warehouse, then you can see that will be listed and then it'll generate the return to go straight to you. So you can do that as well. Down here, do not email customer return label. So naturally, if you don't check that box, then it's going to email the customer. In many cases, we recommend checking that box, downloading the label, and then sending it back. If you use Help Scout or any other kind of customer service ticketing system, we found that it's better to keep that email communication within that same service or that same thread. So I'm going to show you how to download the label as kind of the final step of this. Okay, once that's all done, I'm going to check that box, and you've got your shipping info. And so you put in your length, width, height. This would be for the package that they're sending back in. Most of the time, it's going to be sent back as a first class package, so the dimensions aren't as important. Then you put in the weight here for the product itself, which should be linked to the product here. So if you ever had questions on that, you could always look for the product information, see the weight if needed. It does have to have a weight. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to put 0.1 pounds. Select return type. So if it's paid for by you, by the customer, self-return, return to sender. If you're at this stage, most of the time you're going to use one of these first 2 options. I'm going to just say it's paid for by the store. And then it gives you options for labels. Again, you probably want to use the cheapest one. So that's either going to be DHL e-commerce in many cases, or you can just do post office and do first class mail. This is probably easier for your customer because then they can take this and drop it off at a post office, postal annex, that type of store. DHL, obviously they need to get it to DHL. So this is where you might want to just use post office. Okay, so after you select that, I'm going to just change it to generic just so that it doesn't create a return label for me in Bill, but you get the idea there. You're gonna hit generate RMA. It's gonna ask you for a reason. So I'm gonna say this was ordered by accident. Let it load here. Perfect. Okay, that's going to say successfully generated. Click OK. Now this is going to take you back to the order detail page that you were just there. But if you scroll down, you'll see that now there's a returns listed for this specific order, and you can view that return. And now you've got this RMA generated. Right here, you'll see if tracking would be populated if you created one with a carrier. In this case, we just did a generic label, so it didn't because it's a test. And you can view the label. Again, this is just a test label, but this is actually going to be a proper shipping label that you can then download as a PDF and send that to your customer. At this point, you want to leave everything here, status is pending. Once that order arrives at the warehouse, then our team will process it. We're going to change it to warehouse complete, and at which point you'll then want to complete the return on your end. And again, we have another video that will walk you through how to do that process. So that's how you want to generate a return manually in ShipHero. And at that point, the ball is in our court. We'll wait on the package. Once it shows up, then we'll complete the receiving of it, and then you'll complete it on your end. If you have any questions, please email us at support@shiplabsd.com. Thanks so much.